Hey, Tigers, welcome to Tigers Talk, the podcast where your voice roars the loudest. Today, we're diving into some of the coolest clubs on campus. We've got yearbook, robotics, 8th grade leadership, and debate in the house. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. First up, yearbook.
So I'm Athanasia Cambitis, but mostly everyone calls me AK because it's a mouthful. So yeah.
What's going on, AK? So here's my question to you to kind of kick us off. What's been your favorite part of working on the yearbook this year?
My favorite part of working on the yearbook is just working hand in hand with Miss Nelson, who's the yearbook advisor. Being the editor-in-chief, me and the advisor, we really pulled together the book, and we've had a lot of all-nighters. I've had to go to her during other classes and stuff to pull together the book, and we finished the book today.
That's awesome. So let me ask you a question. That sounds like a lot to put together. So how do you decide what gets featured in the yearbook?
So we have our annual events like the Spiritual Life Conference, the retreats, everything that's annual is always in the book, and then there's something special like Coach of the Year or something like that, or the records that were broken this year for athletics, that's also put into the book.
Awesome. So any behind the scene challenges or funny moments while putting it together that you can think of?
So a challenge is getting people to all the different athletics, all the teams, because there's so much going on every season. And a funny moment is when Miss Nelson buys us snacks and all the freshmen eat all the snacks 20 minutes after she buys them.
Wow, that's wild. All right, so let's switch gears here literally to robotics with Nathan Kelly. So here's my question to you. Can you describe one of the coolest robots you've worked on this year?
I think one of the coolest ones we worked on was this year's competition robot. We had to have an arm that could move both forward, upwards, backwards, and pretty much every direction. And it was definitely a challenge, and we were able to make that work. And
Nice. So tell me a little bit about what does a typical meeting or build session look like for you guys?
Yeah, so normally we meet in the beginning of our meeting, which is Mondays and Fridays. And so we'll come together, we'll do some brainstorming, figure out, okay, the software team needs to have this done by the end of the day, mechanical needs to have this done by the end of the day, and the rest of the meeting is pretty much working towards those goals, except for a little snack break.
Yeah, so you talk about teamwork. So how do you guys handle teamwork when something doesn't go as planned? What do you guys do?
Yeah, so that happens a lot in robotics. Things break, things fail. And so what we'll do is we'll kind of restart our brainstorming session. And so we'll come together and say, okay, this is the problem, this happened, how can we fix it, how can we make it better? And we'll start working towards getting that done, and if that doesn't work, we'll switch it up, back to the drawing board.
All right. Now let's switch over to 8th grade leadership. Leading the way, we've got Ben Turen for 8th grade leadership. Ben, welcome to Tigers Talk. Here's my question. What kinds of events or initiatives has your team led this year?
So this year was the first annual 8th grade formal. So we set that up, and it was kind of like a prom, but for 8th grade. So there was dancing, food, and we set it up in the chapel.
Yeah, I was there for that. It was so much fun. How did you guys feel about it?
We really enjoyed it. It felt very satisfying to know that we did a lot of the planning, and yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. I loved what you guys did. So how do you come up with ideas to get students involved?
So to get students involved, we talk to them, we see what they're interested in, what they like, what they enjoy doing, and then we come together and we talk about what we heard from different people, and we use that to come up with ideas. Nice.
That's awesome. What's something you've learned about leadership that surprised you this year?
That leaders don't do it alone. That they don't always get to work with people they like talking to or that they enjoy talking to. Sometimes they have to work with different people.
Yeah, that's good. Now let's switch it over to debate with Sarah Marinelia. Here are a couple questions for you. This year in debate, what's the most interesting topic you've debated this year, Sarah?
I think the most interesting topic we debated this year was actually the one we debated during our Harvard tournament. And the resolution was, should the U.S. ratify the Rome Statute of the ICC or
Wow.
like join in on the ICC.
That's
And
interesting.
I just thought that was really interesting because the ICC has popped up a lot on recent news, and it's also the first court of its kind because it's able to convict people of war crimes and genocide and basically like the worst crimes like in all humanity. So.
Wow. And so how does one prepare for a debate? What do you guys do? What's your process?
It definitely takes a lot of research. I mean, it's one thing to be able to know how to argue naturally, but in a debate round, you're always going to need sources to back you up. It's kind of like a sport where there's like some kind of like scoring mechanism, and sources are really needed for that. So a lot of research, also a lot of practice rounds, because you can't just like research and like know it in your head, but you have to be able to articulate it properly.
Wow. So there's research involved, and there's being able to articulate it. That's pretty awesome. So has being in debate changed the way that you think or argue your points?
I think it definitely has. It really exposes you to the current events that are happening in the world, and you don't just get to know one side, you get to study both sides and make cases for both pro and con. So you're definitely able to go back and forth and see like the value in each side of the argument.
That's awesome. So let's hit a lightning round, guys. One quick question for each club. Yearbook. Favorite photo moment of the year for you, AK.
The best photo moments are like the spiritual things that we have, like the Spiritual Life Conference, the retreat, and like the Dominican Republic trip, because those photos are so candid and you could like see them like in the moment, and like you could see how like God's touching them in that moment, and then when you're looking at that photo, like you could just picture yourself being there.
Awesome. Robotics funniest robot fail.
I think probably the funniest was we were in the middle of a competition and we went to pick up the scoring element and score it, and our arm fell off and the robot fell over. And so we didn't score any points.
No, it was definitely a robot fail. Leadership, best event memory, go.
Doing a cartwheel at the 8th grade formal, and then seeing one of my close friends do a backflip.
I was there for that. He did a couple backflips. I was like, wow, this is what we're doing. We're doing backflips. And so I felt like, at that point, I couldn't compete with any of that. So I just sort of stood there and watched. All right, debate, favorite comeback or one-liner?
I mean, usually at the end of speeches, we just say we're proud to affirm or we are proud to negate. But in terms of like the funniest comeback, 2 years back, my partner was like, happiness is healthcare. And that was like the ending line. And I just thought that was funny.
Wow, happiness is healthcare. That's definitely a good liner. So here's another thought. Final thoughts from all of you guys. What would you say to someone thinking about joining a TCS club next year?
Just join it. You don't have anything to lose from joining a club. It's just fun, and you get to meet new people and interact with people from different grades.
Right.
I'd say you should definitely join. It's been really fun being part of debate. It's kind of like a little debate family, and it's really nice getting to see people that aren't in your grade and who you don't really normally interact with in your classes.
All right. Ben?
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Yeah. When you're in it, just keep trying, and if you mess up, it's fine, because everyone messes up.
That's good, man. That's some life lessons right there. Nathan, do you have some final thoughts?
I think I'm gonna agree with Afonso and Sarah on this. Just join. There's nothing you can lose from it.
Yeah, just join. Don't give up,
Meet
right?
some new
Learn,
people.
grow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And try new things even if you don't like them at first.
Yeah, try new things. So thanks to all our amazing club reps. That's a wrap on this episode of Tigers Talk. Stay curious, stay kind, and keep showing that Tiger pride. Catch you guys later. Thank you guys for joining us.